business? Yes. All right. Student forum, any student present wishing to speak may speak at this time. HCA members may respond, but can only bring up new topics during student forum. We don't have any students. Yeah, and no one's watching. So we're gonna keep on moving. So old business, we actually did not have any old business this week. So we're moving on to new business. First part of new business will be SR 9911. David, would you like to come up and present, please? Use the screen as you see fit.
Okay, so I'm presenting Senate Resolution 9911. Short title, Sensory Rooms, authored by David Gonzalez Hernandez, sponsored by Riley Corso, Mara Crenshaw, Nazariah Journey, Sheriff Snyder, signatories Isabella Cruz, Awa Mambe, and Hazel Mengesha, submitted March 21st, 2022. Section 1, the Student Senate of UNCG Student Government Association adopts the following bill, whereas of February 2022, the Office of Accessibility Resources and Services, ORS, has opened spaces both in the EUC and at the Leonard J. Kaplan Center for Wellness for all students to recenter and decompress or even take a break. Whereas the program is currently being funded by a climate grant, the I Belong project on campus, which provided funding for the following: beanbag, massage chairs, and other seating, kinetic sand, adult coloring books, fidget, and other sensory items. All of these items are intended to use sensory cues to help people emotionally and cognitively. Whereas Tina Byers, the Director of Office and Accessibility Resources and Services, ORS, stated the following: whereas belonging is essential to all and the sensory lounge is designed as a place to respite for anyone who may be feeling a bit overwhelmed. Whereas creating a sense of welcome retreat where one may step away from their hectic pace around them and decompress for a moment. Whereas even before the pandemic, there was a critical need for spaces just to belong and be. It is our hope that all who enter will feel a sense of calming connectedness, enabling them to recenter and recharge for the rest of their day. Whereas since sensory rooms are on a trial run, or is seeking feedback from those who visit through an anonymous survey, which can be accessed via a QR code at the lounge entrance. Based on feedback, additional campus sensory lounges may be developed. Whereas the survey found that students felt more relaxed, centered, focused, less anxious, and happy when they left the sensory rooms on campus. One student surveyed said the following: I really appreciate that there is a space like this on campus. It would be fantastic if it could be here to stay. And I would even encourage putting them in other spots if there is a space for it. It is helpful, especially if you have a roommate troubles and there's nowhere else for you to go and relax. I tend to get anxious / overstimulated easily. And when I can see myself on the verge of shutting down, places that are quiet like this are helpful. Whereas the sensory rooms are currently temporary since it is a pilot program. Enacted / resolved upon the passage of the bill / resolution, the 99th session of the Student Government Association of the University of North Carolina at Greensboro will allocate the funds necessary to help the Office of Accessibility Resources and Services, ORS, and make sensory rooms on campus a permanent program at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro.
All right. So now, if you want to, you can describe why you wrote this piece of legislation, and then we can move into discussion.
Okay. So we wrote this piece of legislation, first because Isabella was very passionate about it. And so I tagged along, and I think it's a really great space where you can go to decompress on campus. I've been there and there a few times. I've been studying. Yeah, it's just a wonderful space to be in. There was this one day I was feeling very stressed. I went in there, sat down on the beanbag, massage chairs. It was very relaxing. So yeah, this space is not just for like students who have disabilities, it's for all students so that they can decompress, like after if they're feeling very anxious or stressed during the class, they can go after class and sit in there and chill and decompress.
Okay, now we can move into 5 minutes period of discussion. At this point, if there are any points of discussion, please just raise your placard. It's like I'm doing it backwards. Is it a Q&A? It's 5 minutes of Q&A. Apologies, getting kind of rusty over here. Are there any points of questions? Just raise your placard. Mason.
Yes.
So I might be misunderstanding it a little, but what is the goal? Are you trying to get more sensory rooms around campus? If so, how much money do you think this will take, and where do you think the funds are going to come from?
Okay. I think Tina's trying to get into
Oh,
Zoom.
she's here. Mhm.
Oh, there she is.
Hey, Tina, how you doing?
Great. I'm so glad to finally be able to connect with you all.
Yes. Do you want to ask that question?
Oh yeah. So the first question was, can you repeat your question again? Sorry.
So I might be misunderstanding it, but what I understood was that you were trying to get more sensory rooms on campus, make it a full-time thing. And if you're gonna do that, it's gonna cost money. So how much money are you thinking it's gonna take? And then what program are you going to be taking money from?
I don't know if Tina
You want me
wants.
to jump up here with a
Yeah,
response
if you want to
first,
answer
David?
like the first part of the question.
Okay. So first of all, I don't know if you've been to the Sensory Lounge. If you haven't, please go by and fill out the little survey on the QR code on the doorway. We would really appreciate your input. We've made a lot of changes based on the input from students already. So we would like to hear what you guys think as the leaders of the university. Second, it's a small space. So it's in EUC 220 right now, and it is kind of a small space. Originally, when we were setting it up and had a conversation with Haas and Isabella, we were talking about, if we really do want to keep such a space, we might want to look for a larger location. So there's possibilities of rooms in residence halls, other educational buildings, et cetera, possibly. So anyway, so the thing is it might need to be removed. We had a lot of support in creating this particular room. We had the $500 I Belong grant, and then we had a number of different student groups and departments on campus contribute some items to the room. So we were able to set it up, I think, relatively cheaply with that regard. So I think it would depend, cost-wise on how many rooms we had around campus. Also, there's a little branch of a sensory lounge over in the Kaplan Center, right upstairs near the track where they have the sleeping pods and the massage chairs. So they're doing a little sensory corner over there. So that may be, it's not a separate room, but they are having some sensory type items there just as a kind of a branch off of the sensory lounge. So we already have that going. So anyway, and apologize. I feel like the chancellor this morning. I don't know if you saw him, but I've got some allergies, and so I'm having some issues here. But anyway, so it would depend on how many room miles away. That was very helpful to us also. So I think, there's always the option to start your room wherever you want the final room to be, if it's not going to be in this small space in EUC 220, and maintain that room, and then, solicit donations. And once we have enough, then open up another room, perhaps in a residence hall or whatever. So I mean, there are different options for it, because it does seem like there is a lot of support for the room. We've had over 50 folks respond to the survey so far, and they're overwhelmingly positive. The only negativity we've had is there's occasionally been somebody who's come into the room for the calming effect, and then there were other students in there who were not calm and quiet. They were loud. And so we have had to ask a couple folks to leave because of that. But overall, the results are very, very positive, and love to hear the feedback from this group of leaders here.
There's also a question in chat. Would these rooms be open at all times?
I guess that would depend on where they were located. So if one was located in a residence hall, then I imagine it might be open at all times. Here in the EUC, it's basically.
Hold on a second. Can I get a motion to extend Q&A? Evan, is there a second? Huh? It's 5 minutes. Whenever you extend, it's 5 minutes. Okay, you can go back. We had it just extend time.
Okay, I apologize for talking so much. So anyway, in the EUC, they're open. Student employees open the room in the morning when they arrive, so near 7, and it's closed at the end of the day. So it's basically open when the EUC is open for this room.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, did that answer your question? Okay, are there any more questions? Elijah.
In regards to the number of rooms, you mentioned it several times, that would depend on the number of rooms, that's what cost would depend on. So in regards to the number of rooms, what is the goal? What's the goal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What's the goal here?
So what I'm hearing you, go ahead.
I was gonna repeat the question, but I think you heard him.
Yeah, basically he's asking what's the goal for the number of rooms?
Yes.
I think that's something y'all would speak to. I personally think it'd be awesome to have one in every residence hall, but this has to be a student-driven initiative. So I really can't speak to that. I would suggest starting with one room and then see how that goes and what kind of donations we can solicit before moving on to another one.
Okay. Are there any more questions? If not, I can entertain a motion to discussion. Riley?
If there are no further questions, motion to discussion.
Is there a second? All right. Now we're in a period of discussion. Are there any points of discussion?
No, I hear my time.
Initially I reached out, we talked, me and Isabella have been working on these sensory rooms ever since Tina came to us about it, back when she first presented to Senate last semester. Basically, just to clarify some things, especially like questions Mason's asking, this piece is really just a initial piece, I would say, just to really highlight, I guess, the student support for the room. I could personally say we could maybe switch up some of the language to clarify that, but basically there's a lot of students who attend these rooms. They're very helpful, and we're just basically saying that we're in support. In terms of allocating funds, we've already low-key been doing that. Me and Isabella have already been purchasing items for the room. That can be a little bit more specified, but things like stress balls, fidgets, and I don't know if y'all seen, we've had stuff with our logo on it that we've been putting in the rooms, and that's what the allocating funds really means. But Tina, this is really her like her baby. That's what she calls it, and me and Isabella really wanted to show her our support. This room is just a pilot room. It's just something the university wanted to test out, and we feel like passing a resolution on behalf of SGA will help establish this room permanently, whether that is currently in the UC and in Kaplan or in other residence halls that she mentioned. So kind of like what you were saying, Elijah, like, in the future, hopefully we could get them in every resident hall, but it would have to start with support from the student government first. So I mean, David, I guess I could say like we could change some of the verbiage up to make it more clarified. And I I would assume he would accept any friendly amendments to do that. But, this is just an initial step for us to let everyone know, especially those who are in charge of making this an official room, that we support it. Hope that like kind of clarifies something.
Is so any other time to Kendall? Oh, Kendall,
First off, I think this is a really good bill, I'm definitely supportive of it. I just have a couple of friendly amendments, just to like Pop was saying, just to clarify to, line 52, I'd like to make a friendly amendment to change and to two, so it reads, help the office of accessibility, resources and services to make accessory rooms on campus. So change the and to two.
What line?
52.
52. Okay, yeah.
And then, a friendly amendment to add quotation marks between the quote from the student from the survey.
Okay.
I think that's one. Do you mind scrolling up for a little bit?
Yeah.
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Just add quotations
Yeah.
between the whole quote. And then I would love to be added as a supervisor.
Okay. Did I spell it right? I don't know. Yeah. Is it wrong? Oh, Kendall, bro. Bro.
Yeah, just go ahead, put me up there. It's KYNDAL.
You said K what?
KYNDAL.
KYNDAL. Okay. Not me writing in caps. Like that, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And it said page. Okay. I owe my time.
no, you were first because you had your hand up earlier. Can I get a motion to extend time?
Motion to extend time.
Is there a second? All right, time's been extended.
Let's put from grant from the.
Yeah, is that right? And also for the others.
Yep.
All right, Evan, is there a second? I think I need a second for that. All right, so this is being tabled to the legislative committee. It needs to be ready for next Senate on Tuesday. All right, great job, Dave. Next is governing bill, I think you said 07. Oh, you can turn this up for that. All right, GB 9907, authorized LaShonda, sponsored by Evan. So Evan, come please and present.
Can I yield my time to LaShonda?
Yes, LaShonda, come present if you like.
So this is GB 9908 now, I guess. Yeah, it's so it's pretty much to clarify the roles and responsibilities of the historian position. I'll go ahead and start reading this. Okay, so the Student Senate of the UNC Greensboro Student Government Association adopts the following bill/resolution. Whereas the current standard operating procedures do not thoroughly outline the full scope of duties, powers, and responsibilities of the historian, and whereas understanding the full potential of the position is crucial to the success of all future historians who will serve the UNC Greensboro Student Government Association. And whereas the upkeep of the legislation tracker, legislation archive, and member tracker shall significantly contribute to the overall transparency and accountability of all members of the UNC Greensboro Student Government Association to their constituency. And whereas to ensure that the work of the association is forever housed in a secure, trustworthy, and easily accessible location, maintaining a relationship with the UNC Greensboro archive is necessary for sustaining the purpose of the historian position. And whereas these data management systems shall preserve the legacy and hard work of all future sessions of the UNC Greensboro Student Government Association, and now therefore be it enacted that upon passage of this legislation, the Student Government Association of North Carolina at Greensboro shall update the standard operating procedures to extend the duties, powers, and responsibilities of the historian to include: 1, recording and maintaining all of the current sessions legislation in the legislation tracker; 2, recording and maintaining all of the previous sessions legislation in the legislation archive; 3, recording and maintaining the initiatives of each member of the Student Government Association in the member tracker; and 4, at the end of the session, providing the UNCG archive with all the minutes, agendas, legislation, and transition reports that were created during their time of service.
All right. You can explain why you wrote the piece?
But yeah, so I wrote the piece because when I came into this position, it was a position that had kind of is created and kind of like moved, it's kind of like it's fluid. And I wanted to like sustain it, permanently, or like, at least try to get a more solid description of the position, so that the people who come into the position aren't lost. Because I felt like during the fall that, like I kind of started my work only like halfway through the fall semester because I didn't understand exactly what I was supposed to be doing. And so I feel like something like this would be more helpful for that.
Okay, now we can move into a 5-minute period Q&A. Are there any questions? Mason?
So is this just to have it written, like these are the normal responsibilities that a historian is supposed to do?
Yeah, typically, so there's very little, it says pretty much about like just keeping track of things, it's very vague, written, and there's no like, for most of the positions, there's like duties and powers and like 4 to 5 bullets for like each thing, and like that's not, the historian position has like 2 sentences, and so I wanted to just kind of clear it up.
Are there any more questions? If not, I can entertain a motion to move to discussion. Mara?
If there are no further questions, motion to move into Q&A.
I mean, no,
I mean, not Q&A,
discussion,
sorry.
yeah. Is there a second? All right, second. Now we're in a 5-minute period of discussion. Are there any points of discussion? Evan,
Seeing none, motion to table this for second reading.
is there a second?
Second.
All right, this will be tabled for a second reading.
Can I get this like voted on today? 'Cause we're waiting. No.
She went to go ahead and move this, like go ahead and pass it, but we're trying to stop doing it on top. All right. Next up is to announce the election. So elections result. Diane, do you want to just come up here and read the names, or you want me to do it? Because I have them all written down on the side.
Okay,
You can come read the names. Here is the election results up on the screen. Congratulations to those that's in the room.
Hello, everybody. My name is Deanna, your senior senator and elections chair. These are the results for this election. So we have for sophomore senators, we have Dominic Camargo. Junior senator, we have Jalen Bailey. Senior senator, we have Fatima Shahid. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. For commuter senator, we have Kennedy Green. For the Bryan School senator, we have Mason Newcomer. For the residential senators, we have Jasmine Israel. At large senator, we have Manny De Jesus Mendez Aquino. We have the transfer student senator, which is Lauren Walkup. non-traditional undergraduate senator is Azariah Journey. The College of Visual and Performing Arts senator is Marley O'Connor. And the School of Nursing senator is Sarah Beth Harris. So congratulations once again to all the winners.
There is also a typo there.
Yeah,
There is a bit, I'm missing a position. I knew when I was making it, I was like, something's missing. Hold on a second. Student org.
And last but not least,
Yeah,
our
there's a student.
president and vice president choke candidates and winners is Mr. Hazael Mengesha and Mora Kenshaw.
There is one.
Okay.
I think it's Grace, if I'm not mistaken, right? The student org senator.
Oh, give
That's
me-
Jaisha. Hold on one second, y'all. Hey. I'm not you. Oh, no, that was there. There's some senate positions missing. Guess what? I was copying and pasting it and copy and paste all the way over. I have multiple jobs. You only have one. Excuse yourself.
Do better.
That's you start. Because you'll be spitting them. Exactly. 1 second, y'all. Give us a minute. I was looking, I was like, dang, this looks kind of small. Oh, I could probably put up from my phone. And I have it. All right, so, oh yeah, Jaisha is also an at-large senator. Our student org senator is Grace Sukiti. Yep, Sukiti. And then we also have a College of Arts and Science senator, which is Kevon Lee. Congratulations to those winning. They will be sworn in very, very soon. So we're gonna keep on going. Executive Cabinet Council reports. President Mengesha.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's been a minute. Last week we did a committee and that was pretty fun, for those who came in person. Basically, what I've been up to, we had multiple executive council meetings. Awa had her academic policy week, so I do want to give her a round of applause for that week. She gave out an iPad that week with a pencil. That student, we actually met up with her. She was really excited about that, so glad to make that impact in our community. I had one-on-one with Chancellor Gilliam. I also had my one-on-ones with Isabella. We hosted a town hall on last Monday. It was me, Saheem, and it was supposed to be Peyton. She couldn't make it. So we asked Mara as the current concerns chair to attend that. Got a lot of good insight, a lot of good questions and feedback. So that was helpful. I had board of trustees last week on Tuesday. For those who do not know, I serve as a trustee. I serve on the academic committee as well as athletics committee. In the academics committee, we talked about first year students, those type of the retention rates, enrollment, how to increase all that. Very good discussions. Just talking about, what are some of the things that impact our students and not performing at the best level. We talked about virtual learning through their high school experience, financials or other external factors. Athletics was, talking about how we can move our school in that positive direction. I participated as a judge in Battle of the Chefs. Those are these pictures. On the left, that's Dr. Brett Carter, Associate Vice Chancellor, Dean of Students. Yeah, my fault. Associate Dean of Students. And then Eric Boyce, Chief Boyce, y'all met him. We had a good fun time. It was like 3 teams led by like One Accord. They had the chefs there, and then like Ace had a team, Fraternity TDX had a team, and then I forgot, the Culinary Club had a team. So it was cool. A lot of good food. Those are the desserts. So I was just sitting there eating all the food. So that was fun. I met a lot of students there. The funny part is I had that SGA shirt on, but at the same time, Isabella was running another event for SGA week. And then I started seeing a wave of students come in with SGA shirts. And I was like, oh, dang, y'all had a good turnout. So I was asking questions, but it was fun. I had a one-on-one with Dean Matacola. He's the dean of the Health and Human Sciences College. He's also my dean, so he was just asking questions about how we can help as an association, help that school. Looking next session, having our college senators really meet with their deans one-on-one. I know Mason does that pretty well with Dean Banks and Bryan School, so trying to establish those relationships will only help our association and our constituents. Executive Cabinet had a dinner. I'm pretty sure that picture's on the next slide. We invited all the presidents or representatives from each student board to send someone. So we had a good turnout. I think we capped it out at 22, and we had 22. We had more responses, but we had to tell people that they couldn't come. But it was good. We got a lot of insight on that. Asked them what they wanted to see. A lot of good connections. We met a lot of people that I'm pretty sure the executive cabinet is very glad to meet. People from like that run the radio station here on campus, dental club, just a whole bunch of stuff. I also had ASG weekend. Shout out Mason, Alexis, and Kendall. Shout out Kendall for putting us on that. We went to Charlotte. That was a fun experience. First in person, over 25 months. And then that is not supposed to academic policy. I'm so sorry. That's supposed to say SGA week. Shout out Isabella. Where's Isabella? Oh yeah. So I want to give Isabella a round of applause for that. Isabella had a lot on her plate. She's been having a lot on her plate, but she made the time to put the SGA week together. We got a lot of good turnouts in some of the events, a lot of good insight, starting with that town hall. So I really do appreciate you for that. Office hours, everything else is the same. And the next slide. And then, so these are some pictures from HG weekend. On the right, that's Vernon on the right. He's a A&T president. And then Manuhe on the left, he just got elected as the central president. Funny thing is, me and Manuhe actually grew up together. He's actually Ethiopian as well. So it's kind of cool to see, I'm pretty sure I'm the first Ethiopian president in the UNC system. Him being right after, inspirational to me. And then at A&T, there is another Ethiopian candidate. So just pretty cool to see, people from where I'm from getting put on like that. And then that's a picture from the executive cabinet dinner. Coming up, I have more executive council meetings, our kinesiology major, discussing community bonding things on reading day. So if anyone's in the kin major and wants to talk to me about that, they're talking about sipping paint. They're talking about kickball game, just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm excited about that. I have another one-on-one with Isabella, and I have a council student body president's meeting, and I got a couple of tests. And then the SGA banquet is kind of what Saheen was getting to. We're having an SGA banquet on April 12th. It's going to be during basically the first part is going to be like a Senate meeting, but it's on that Tuesday. It will be in the alumni house. We'll send further information about that. During that banquet, we will be giving out awards for the 99th session. The form for that will be sent out to y'all tomorrow. It is also in the drive. There are a couple awards up there, I believe 7 or 8, that y'all can go in and fill out, put whoever you want for those awards. I would say to limit nominations to about 2. Only nominate someone for 2 awards at max. We want to, distribute them pretty well. So that's pretty fun. Just trying to reward you all for the hard work y'all been putting in the 98 session. It's going to be a formal attire. So nice food. It's going to be a elegant type of thing. And then we're going to also invite the new senators from the 100th session there. That way y'all can connect with them, let them know, what you learned from this session and kind of the things you talk about in the transition reports in a face-to-face manner. So really excited about that. If you have any other questions about that, you can reach out to me. But other than that, that's it for my report. So thank you.
So we got Attorney General Payton. She couldn't be here. She's not feeling well today. Does her office hours, and what she's been up to is she has conduct team meetings, executive council meetings, her independent study, spring break, which is passed, and then working in midterm. So wish her best of luck. What's coming up for her is meetings with Haas, myself, Meredith, and Aaron as needed, and then executive council meeting, which is tomorrow, and as well as conduct team recruitment. And then her quote today is, if you get tired, I can't see that. Learn to rest, not to quit. If you have any questions, just email her. Then here's my report, Vice President. So executive council meetings, of course, I did have another meeting with the Senate council, the other senates that are on campus. We still talked about the mental health forum. We had student advisory meeting today. Shout out to Shira as well as Riley for being there. It was just a phenomenal conversation that was held by Shira and Riley and everyone else that was there, talking about SOP and things of that nature. So we will be bringing some more information about that soon, figuring out how SGA can help out with the student open pantry. Some great ideas Shira had. So we'll be talking about that soon with everyone. I just got my first big boy job. Yes, sir. I'm moving to Texas. Moving to Texas, beginning of June, working for AT&T. So, you said what? Dallas. So, super excited about that. Cannot wait for the rest of my life being an actual adult now. So that's kind of nervous. Also, we had our Southeastern Region Conference for the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. There, my chapter won 2 awards, which is the International Award for Bigger and Better Business, as well as our Regional Award for Bigger and Better Business. So, doing some great things in a small scale. Shout out to Edmund and Michael. So what's coming up? Of course, classes, executive council meeting, graduation. We're like a month and I think 7 days to graduation. So my seniors,
38 days.
38 days. Saloni came in fast. So we're 38 days away. Again, seniors, if you have not, please come and get your cords. Again, you're responsible for keeping up with them. If you do not, if you lose them, I cannot give you another one. Sorry. So yes, please just let me know if you need them. Moving on, senator forum. Any senator may speak up to 2 minutes at this time on matters pertaining to SGA. Shira.
Hi, so I just want to remind everybody this Thursday at 6:30 in this building in room 118, SGA and Sisters of the Vision are sponsoring the trivia night. There's gonna be food and it's gonna be fun. There are gonna be prizes and stuff. Everyone's invited to come out and play and participate. Also, if people are interested, I'm gonna try and start getting together an SGA sponsored event for GSOL, which is Graduate Student Appreciation Week, which is coming up April 4th through 8th. So if people are interested in helping me plan an event like that, feel free to reach out. So that's my announcement.
Evan.
Looks like I have 2 quick things. One, for those that are in chambers, be on the lookout for an email from me later tonight for the Sendai piece. That would be like assigning everyone the responsibilities. Please have that done by next Tuesday. So we have that presented. And then lastly, if y'all have any pieces of legislation, it must be sent to me by Sunday for it to be presented this session. The legislative committee is gonna look over everything Monday, and then Tuesday we'll have all the final pieces of legislation. So if there's anything that I was wanting to work on, wanted to present, get that to me by Sunday, or else it will not be presented during the session.
Mara.
I just wanted to encourage everybody to do your transition reports, please, so that people coming in for the 100 session will know, what happened and what they're supposed to do. I'm writing one, I'm working on one right now for the concern committee, so if you need to see like an example, I can send it to you or text you or something like that.
And if you do it,
Not yet.
Send it to Ashonda.
Not yet. We're gonna move forward so you can speak. Bam, announcements. Go ahead, LaShonda.
I was gonna say, yeah, send it to me, email it to me, or you can just put it in the folder in my drive.
Okay. Howell.
I just wanted to emphasize an event that the DPD is gonna have a group professional development center. April 19th, they're going to have different kind of alumni coming in from different departments. They're gonna have from psychology, different type of people. And they want SGA members to come out. Alani's gonna send out email this week for you, if you guys want to sign up for that. So yeah, I encourage y'all to come out for that.
Hold on, 1 second. Saloni has something. All right, Saloni.
This just kind of goes back to School of Ed's stuff. The SNCAE, they're a student education Educators Association on campus. They are doing a book donation drive for little libraries, which essentially they're going to take old newspaper stands and repurpose them into little libraries to put in, I think, 7 different schools across the region or across the state. And essentially it's just a library where kids can take a book or put in a book. So we are doing a book drive. If you do walk out of the School of Ed building kind of towards the first front doors, not the doors y'all are at, there is a big red trash can looking thing that says SNCAE O2T on it that you can donate all your like children's books to. And I think we're doing that up until this Thursday or Friday. So if you do have any books, please go ahead and donate them. Thanks.
Okay, Keaton, Evan.
I just wanted to remind everybody to sign up for the blood drive. Don't see a slot for like the specific position that you want. I can just email Kathleen, slide you in there, but just make sure to sign up before next week because how many just respond the week after.
Now, Evan.
So, as I said, Friday is a national holiday. First off, it's Mara's birthday, so happy early birthday to Mara. And then secondly, if y'all are free at 7:22 p.m., there will be a great show happening at the EC Fountain that I highly recommend that you all attend.
Haas.
Something I think I asked for in the group, if I'm not mistaken, but I was asked to submit pictures on the behalf of SGA so that can be presented at the Spartan Excellence Award. Those pictures need to be submitted by this Friday, but I would like y'all to send them to me earlier. That way I can pick and choose. If you have any pictures of, you doing stuff in SGA, you with other members in SGA, that you would want highlighted, please either email them to me so I can get like a good quality of it, or put them in the drive under the PR. Like if you go in the drive and you put like PR team, you can just put the pictures in there. I would say don't just dump all the pictures, like choose like good ones. But I would want that for like, really, if you could get that to me like Thursday night, Friday morning, that would be great. And then I forgot to mention, but that form will be due
Friday.
Aaron, should it be due Friday night or no? I think I had it for Friday 5 p.m. Right, so that form for the awards is due Friday 5 p.m. That way we can get all that stuff done. But yeah, so that's all.
Sure. And then Alexis.
Also, April 7th, there's a GSA meeting. We're inducting our new executive board. So people who are returning SGA members or people who are just curious, they're also going to have a bunch of guest speakers that evening, different provosts and stuff like that. So if you want to meet the new executive board and also listen to all of these provosts and get to know different graduate student senators and stuff, feel free to come out. And that's April 7th at 5 p.m. in the new nursing building in room 101. So
Thank you. Alexis.
And again, it's back $20 a student. Also, Greensboro is nationally ranked for making food deserts, so maybe that's an idea for
Thank you. Any more points of discussion? I mean, announcements? All right, moving on. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Riley, is there a second? All right. I didn't ask for any sense. This meeting has been adjourned at 7:56. Have a great night, everyone. The meeting's adjourned. There can be no point of orders. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Those on the Zoom.
Meredith, pick your vice president.
Yeah.